What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Season 3 of Solar Bolo, Episode 1. Once again, I'm X-Ray. Joining me, once again, the legend himself, Brissy. How you doing, sir?
Oh, dude, it feels so good to be back. It's my first content piece of the new season. Feels
Oh,
so
don't
good.
don't worry. You get back-to-back climbs this this
Oh yeah, I
this
know.
this next week. So
That's
it's
hype.
we're cooking on the content this week. But let's get into the slides. More surprising week 1 win: Power of Friendship or Gar's first grade class. Now, in my opinion, I'm gonna go with Gar's first grade class, and that's just because of the team they're playing against is McMammals, and a lot
Hmm.
of people had them like in their power rankings like a top 2 team, top 3 team, or
Yes.
he was top of the tier. And then we look at the Power of Friendship. They were playing Final Boss. We know Rob. It was a lot of Roblins Goblins vibes. With Hamea and Alturas being added to the lineup. But honestly, I was still pretty iffy because they do have DV and Psy. So
Right.
I'm gonna go with Gars on this one.
Fair enough. I can't blame you. I know that a lot of people had us, Gar's first grade class. They had us up toward the
Mhm.
top portion of the power rankings, which felt good. But going into Nico and Spirit Man double masters bot lane, we did our thing. So that wasn't very surprising to me. But I'm gonna go solo here just because the amount of people who had Power of Friendship toward the
Uh,
lower half of the power rankings was
okay.
quite a bit.
No, I respect it.
And I
I
mean,
like that logic.
putting it, yeah, putting it to Rob's team, three of his players being, including him being a part of the Roblins Goblins team that won a couple
Yeah,
seasons ago.
for sure.
I think it was a very surprising win in the fashion that they did it because it was a 2-0.
Yeah, and like if you want to know more about like these teams in general, go watch one of the episode 1 of the climb this season,
Mm-hmm.
where we kind of go in depth to talk about each team. So definitely go check that out. But let's move on. Scary to play against. Ooh. Uh, um. Listen, all I'll say, one of these went 17-0, and the other one was just solo killing Never Saw. Um, but Gumby's Power Z, I do think it was good. Now, was it scary? Iffy, I would say.
Maybe in moments of
Yeah,
that
in
series,
in
yeah,
moments,
for
but
sure.
Owen's Aatrox.
That
Oh,
entire game
that
was just
it was him. It was just him
mhm,
versus. It was basically a 1v9.
completely agree.
17-0 and 13, and yeah, it was just a very good performance from the number 1 top laner right now.
Hmm.
And
Probably will be
I
the number one top lane of the whole season.
oh, without a doubt. I from what we've seen from Wand Cake so far, I don't think he will even be able to contest Owen this for number
Guys
1.
in his own tier. I mean, you get
Yeah.
it's hard to go Bolo here. I gotta go solo
Yeah.
just because of the
Just that
performance that
one
had
game,
happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but let's move on. Team more likely to bounce back. Well, we unfortunately know the answer to this one because we're recording this a
Yeah.
little late. McMammals or Rookies and Cream. Honestly, well, I'm biased, okay? So I was gonna go Rookies and Cream.
Hmm.
Um, but I actually don't know who bounced back actually because I do know McMammals actually lost. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A little bit of a spoiler. I think there's some role swaps on the McMammals, just trying to change things up, and that may have affected how their bounce back was going to happen, just because
Yeah,
they're doing something new. So I mean, I also would go Bolo here. I didn't see the rookies in Cream game. I actually don't know if they might play
I
tomorrow.
yeah.
Um,
I think so.
I know
Hang on.
there's a couple series who haven't been played, and so they're
Oh, I
happening
can't check
tomorrow.
it. We'll see. Well,
No worries.
anyways, I think no. Actually, I lied. Rookies and Cream actually don't play this week. They're gonna. Some admins are actually playing 2 games next week, and they're
Oh,
playing their week 2 match and the week 3 match, and they play Summit admins. So if I had to choose who's most likely to bounce back, I would definitely say Rookies and Cream still. Um, but the only other game that needs to be played this week for week 2 wise, it's Elo Surfers and 1,000 Year Dynasty.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
we're kind of getting off topic. Let's move on to the next side. Better rookie performance. Bouncy, a sub for the Elo Surfers, or Adolfo Kittler? Uh,
I'll go ahead and start here
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let
uh,
me hear your
K-
reasoning.
Kaylor's my jungler, but I think I'm gonna go solo here.
Hmm.
I don't know if maybe it was because people didn't do as much research or they were just unknown of what Kittler was capable of on that champion, which I mean was an unbelievable performance. The guy hard
Hmm.
carried our game one win in week one. But Bouncy being an undrafted player coming in to fill the shoes of Sulpan, and the guy dominates. I just don't think there's much contest in that. I think that by far that was the better rookie performance because you're filling the shoes of a very, very well known veteran jungler in Summit.
Yep.
Which it was too good.
Yeah, and like just like the picture, he played Skarner game one, and he didn't die. He went like 13-0 or something like that. He was
Yeah.
he was having a ball that game, and we joked about in the episode 2 of the climb. We literally said, "Hey, Sopan, you better perform this next week, or else you might get the boot. This
Yeah.
you might
Well,
get the
I mean,
boot.
we'll
They might get a sub in bouncy for the rest of the season." So
I mean, I'm kind of feeling a very similar way, and we'll talk about that on the climb and
oh.
for week 2. But I don't know.
Ooh, okay,
I
okay.
might be in the same boat as Sulpan
All
was.
right, solo for both of us. Moving on, who trolls their
This is a weird one.
who trolls their lane partner more, Jason or Brissy?
Well, okay, so I'll
right,
start here, but
yeah, go ahead.
if we're just looking at week one, I think a lot of people going into week one, I think a lot of people expected us to have just not as much chemistry. But I've been playing League with Jason for a very long time, and he makes me a better player. So if I'm going to give an answer here, it's gonna be solo. If we're looking at some of the flex queue games that we played prior to week one,
Wait,
there's
Jason
one.
trolls you more?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And maybe
Oh,
not
okay,
just in not in gameplay, but definitely mentally sometimes. But there's
okay.
one clip I have for some flex queue games that I'll never let him live down. It's pretty funny.
All right.
But he'd probably disagree. He'd say I'd troll him way more.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Brissy on this one, just for Jason's sake. You gotta show the love. Gotta show the love. So I'm gonna go Bolo on this one.
There will be no trolling in Summit games. We only troll each other outside of
Right,
it.
right. And that is the last slide.
All right.
So
Very nice.
with that is gonna wrap up this week's episode of Solar Bolo. Thank you, Brissy, once again for joining me.
Absolutely. So happy to be here. Happy to be on content.
Yeah, we'll be back hopefully earlier before we watch
Yes.
see half of the week 30
Yes,
games.
yes.
But yeah, we'll see you guys all next week. Deuces.
Adios.